terrible. And I have to get my book to remember what day it is as well. Tuesday the 14th of April. 3rd week of lockdown, I believe. Depending on who you are. You may have been locked down for longer. So we're doing chair yoga this morning. I'm going to just wait for a few people to come in. So, if you're here already and I just haven't seen your name pop up. Oh, 2 names have popped up. Oh, hiya Glenn. And hiya Debbie. So, like I was saying, we're just waiting for a few people to come in, but our house rules, make sure that you've got a mat and a chair that won't slide along the floor, so it's like if it's on your house carpet, that's okay. You may want a block if your feet don't touch the floor, so that you can have your feet on the floor. You don't want them sort of sticking up here, or even worse, sort of doing that with your legs. And you may want a band of some sort, and it can be a normal yoga band, or it can be the tie off your dressing gown. It can be a sock. Anything you've got to hand, that'll do. Make sure, well, this one is chair yoga, so we're not going to do too much. But still, if you've got high blood pressure or low blood pressure, just be aware of how you're feeling as we're going on. If you've got slip discs, then we're doing a couple of twists, but we're not doing some forward bends and a twist at the same time. So again, just be aware of how you're feeling. Make sure you've got enough room around you. If you want, put some music on. I've got a bit of music on, but it depends on whether it's I think it's free music, but I'm not too sure. But you might lose me at some point if they play something that isn't free. What else I need to tell you? I think that's about it. Just making sure that your chair's nice and sturdy. Now with your chair, if you've got one that's got like a back out, try and get your bum to come over the edge so that your tailbone is free. If you're sitting on one with a back chair, you'll tend to sit in this position, so the base of your spine is pushing against there, and you've kind of gone into a slouchy position. So if you can find a chair that's got an open back, try and move your bum to the edge, and then you'll find that the arch of your back kind of fits into that arch anyway. Your shoulder blades tend to fall around the top of the chair. So it's a nice position to be in this on a chair like this, because like I said, it lets your bum hang free, and it gives you that arch in your spine. But if you haven't got it, it doesn't matter. So I'm keeping my chair here. Making sure that your feet are in line with your hips. Even though we're sitting down, we still want them in line with the hips, and we can start working them. So if we think about our toes, they should be facing forward, not sticking out to the side or not pointing inwards. And our second toe should line up with the bone of our leg, and then it comes right into the tip of our knee there. So everything stays in line. We don't want the legs dropping out in this position, or again, dropping in and doing this. Very polite, but it's not the way we need to sit. We have to keep everything that way. Again, even though our feet are flat, think about the bridge of your foot. Try not to let your foot fall in. Try to push down through the outside of your feet so that you're engaging that foot, but you're not squeezing your toes in. Your toes are nice and relaxed, and if you can reach them, you can always give them a stretch out so that they're nice and straight. You're going to tighten up, think about tightening up your thighs. So imagine squeezing your legs together, but they're not going anywhere. Tighten that front thigh. Now, if you can't do it without lifting the toes, you can lift the toes really hard, and you'll feel this muscle at the front tighten up, and then put your toes down. Squeeze your back thighs, squeeze your bum muscles, pull your pelvic floor in. So imagine you're in a lift, you want to stop yourself from breaking wind, and imagine you're about to have a wee, you want to stop yourself from having a wee. Then if you can, your abdominal, breathe out and pull that back in as well. And bring your shoulders back and down. Place your hands down on your lap. So we're going to do our neck stretches. We're going to tuck our chin down towards our chest, and we're going to hold it here for 3 breaths. Now if your abdominals drop out as you breathe out, and everything drops out and your abdominal line, as you breathe out, breathe in, as you breathe out, pull everything back up again. and then bring the head back to centre. So we're going to take the chin up. Now again, if you've got, I'm turning around so you don't have to, you stay where you are. If you've got neck problems, so a disc problem here, or you feel it really painful, then you can use your hand on your head to support, and you're only sort of doing a chin lift. Again, we're pulling all them muscles in through the stomach, tighten up all the legs. We're lifting our chin up. And then we're bringing our chin back down. Turn around here so you can see where I am. So from here, again keeping everything nice and in the right position, we're going to bring our left ear down, come backwards, aren't I? Our right ear down towards our right shoulder. So make sure the chin's tucked in, bring the ear down, hold it for 3. Think about with your left arm trying to push the elbow towards the floor. So it's not a great big massive movement. You're just doing it with your hand left there, you're reaching that elbow down. And then we're bringing it back to centre. We're going to make sure that chin's tucked in. We're going to take it over towards our left side. And we're going to just push our right elbow towards the floor. Keeping that chin tucked in. 3 breaths. Pull the stomach muscles in. Keep the legs and thigh muscles nice and tight. And then bring it back up. So we're going to turn and look over our right shoulder. So we're reaching over, but we're trying to pull back our left shoulder a bit more. So again, we're not turning forward, we want to try and pull it backwards. And then back to centre and over to the other side. So again, we're trying to pull back that right shoulder. And bring it back. So from here, let's work these shoulders. So if we bring our hands and place them on the shoulder, bring the elbows together. If they don't touch, it doesn't matter. We're going to breathe in, lift them up, and as we breathe out, we're bringing them round and down, trying to think about pulling the shoulder blades together. So breathing in, lifting up, and breathing out, taking it down. I've got the doors, the fans, everything open today. I should have gone outside really. Just didn't feel that warm. And we're going to do one more. And then we're going to take it in the opposite direction. So we're taking it down, lifting it up. The elbows turn in towards each other and they come down as we breathe out. We're breathing in. We're breathing out. And then we're bringing the hands down. Good. So we're going to work them wrists. We're bringing the thumb on the inside of the palm and we're closing it and making a fist. Bringing the hands together. Keep them out. You can keep them down if you find it's too much, you can drop them down. But if you can, lift them up so we're working them arms. You're going to roll the fists in towards you. But they're still touching the whole time. And then we're going to take them in the opposite direction. This is working the wrist, but you'll also feel it through the arms, through the shoulders as well. If it's too much, take the arms down. And then bringing it back down. Give your shoulders a little shake. We're going to bring it into our fingers. So we're going to grab hold of our thumb, pinch it, and then let it drop and just give the fingers a little shake. So this is starting to work. Acupressure, so we're forcing the blood towards the fingertips and letting our hand drop. We're opening up the joints. We're going to move along to the next finger. So we're letting the hand drop, and we might feel a crunk as the joints of the fingers open up. Depends on how much you use a computer or how much you're tapping on screens. So it's just a little movement, and then we're moving to the next finger. So pinching, let the hand drop, let it come round. So all the time we're doing this, we're still pulling in them leg muscles, we're still pulling in that pelvic floor. We're moving along, pinching, letting the finger drop, giving it a little shake. And then down to the last one, bringing it down. So we're going to change hands. So we're pinching, letting it drop, giving it a little shake. We do the same thing with our toes when we start to bring our foot up a little higher. If you come on the Thursday class, Thursday morning, it tends to be more adapted, so a little bit more, because I can't see what you're doing and where you are. I'm moving down my fingers. I'm just doing about 3 breaths and then I'm moving along, because I can't see how you are and how you need to adjust it, what you've got there. It just makes it a little bit more difficult for me, because I don't want anybody to hurt themselves and then have to call an ambulance in this kind of climate. Nobody needs to go to hospital at the minute. So bring it back down. So we're going to give our fingers a little stretch. We're going to bring our fingers together, but we're going to have our left little finger at the bottom. And then we're turning it over and we're pushing out. We're just stretching the hands. We're not really stretching the shoulders, so we're not pulling in. We're just stretching the fingers out. Then we're going to bring it back. We're going to swap, and we're going to bring our right little finger to the bottom. Again, we're pushing out, not from our shoulders, just from our fingers. We're pushing so that we feel that stretch through the fingers, through the hands. And we're going to do it one more time. So we're bringing the left one to the bottom. I'll turn sideways. It might make it a little bit easier to see. So the shoulders are still in the same position. The body's nice and straight. We're just pushing the hands and the fingers away. And our last time, swapping over, right little finger at the bottom, push out. And bring it back in. Lovely. So giving your fingers a little shake. Now we're going to bring it into our lower body. And again, I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see what I'm doing with my thing. You're staying where you are. With our hips, we're bringing our hips, so we're curling our hips under. Hands on our lap. We're bringing our elbows round. We're tucking our head down. And we're breathing out, pulling our stomach in. Then as we breathe in, we're tilting the pelvis back in the opposite direction. We're pulling the elbows back, pulling the shoulder blades together, lifting the chin as we breathe in. So we're breathing out and we're curling in the opposite way. And we're breathing in and we're going in the opposite direction. So we're going to do 3 more of these, in and out. So I'll start back this way, breathing out, curling in. And breathing in, reaching back. Now work with your breath. Don't wait for me to tell you when to breathe out or when to breathe in, because your body's got to work at your pace, not my pace. I'm not you, you're not me. This is the last one. And then we're going to breathe out to bring it back to normal. So we're going to take it over to the side. So you're placing your hands on your chair, so it can be the side of your chair, it can be the leg of the chair, whatever's easier for you. You're going to breathe in and lift your left arm up in the air, and as you breathe out, you're going to reach over to the side. Now if you've got blood pressure or your shoulder hurts, you can always take that arm out. I'm kind of going by my Tuesday 10 o'clock class, and I know that you can do this. And then we're going to breathe in and lift up and breathe out to bring it down. So let's try the other side. Turn it, breathe in, lift, and breathe out, reach over. Hold it for about 3 breaths. Try to make sure that your head is in front of the arm. I'll go sideways so you can look forward. You're not looking behind the arm, otherwise the shoulder will just come forward. Breathe in to lift up and breathe out, bring it back down. So let's do one more on each side. Breathing in and breathing out. Making sure your bum stays on the floor. You'll feel that stretch right from the hips all the way up. And strange thing to say, but try and breathe into your top lung. So stretch the arm as you're breathing in, lifting up. And then breathe out, bring the hand down. Last one. Thumb goes back, breathe in, breathe out. 3 breaths. And then breathe in, stretching that arm. And breathe out to bring it down. Lovely. So we're going to do a bit of a turn. From here, oh, in fact I'll do this one. Take the arms out from there, and you're just going to rotate towards your right. Now don't let the arms come round, so you're moving from the waist, you're not moving from the shoulders. So your arms are out, but you're just moving, and if it only is a little bit, that's all you want to go. And then we're going to bring it back, and we're going to take it to the other side. So breathing out, take it round, and try and hold it again for 3 breaths. And working your arms a bit today. And then we're bringing it back. We're going to do one more of these. So stretch the arms out, shoulders back, breathe out, taking it round. And then back, and let's go the other way. And then bring it back. Bring them arms down. Be like, oh, Mari, what are you doing that to us today? Yes, I am. I'm killing you. So we're bringing it. We'll work down here. So now we're going to bring it into the waist. We'll do a bit of a wind, so we're going round in a circle. You're placing your hands on your knees. You're going to lean forward, and then you're moving off towards your right. You're curling round, and I'm going to do this from the side in a minute, and you're bringing it all the way to the centre. So let me show you from the side. So we're leaning forward. We're moving to the side. We're curling, so the back bends here, it goes around the chair, and then you're coming back to the centre. Okay? So we're going to do 4 in one direction and then 4 in the other. So let's start off going towards your left. So bring it down, reach over towards the left, curl around to the back, bring it back to the front. Let's go again. 3 more of these, curling round. And bring it back to centre. So now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So curling towards your right, all the way round. And it's just waking up all the muscles that support our waist. And I forgot to count, but I think this is the last one. So we bring it back to centre and we lift up. So let's take it down into our pelvic floor, our favourite bit. Now, we were doing the pelvic floor a minute ago. I was asking you to do and hold everything while we were doing our neck stretches, but we're going to hold it and just focus on this area now 5 times. 5 times for 10 seconds. Okay, so I will count, because if I don't count out loud, I will forget to count. And then we'll be sitting here for 20 while I'm having a chat and telling you what we're doing. So, before we start, let's make sure we know what we're doing, especially if you're first time here. Our pelvic floor, it's right down there. It works the same for men as it does for women. But you've got to take your mind down into your bits now. So you have to imagine that you're about to break wind. So your bum muscles stay nice and relaxed. We will use them in a bit, but for now we want them to stay relaxed. It's the muscle inside the sphincter. So you imagine that you're in a lift and you're about to break wind and you want to stop yourself from breaking wind. So you're just pulling up that little bit, but you're keeping your bum cheeks relaxed. While holding that, you then think about the front and you imagine that you're about to have a win. You want to stop yourself from having a win. And you pull up. And they're like 2 floors. So we call the first one the first floor, the second one the second floor. Then you've got this muscle here, this abdominal muscle. I'll move forward slightly. So, with the muscle, as we breathe out, we're kind of pulling it backwards. And it's coming in here. It doesn't mean that we can't breathe. What people tend to do is they tend to breathe in and pull their stomach in and then they can't breathe. It's not that way. You blow out and you pour the muscle in. And what it's doing is it's kind of just pushing up the diaphragm, so we can't belly breathe. But we can breathe into this part, the lungs, and we can breathe into the top part of the lungs. So we can talk, we can move, but we're holding this muscle in here. I'm going to move back. So there are 3 muscles that we're working now, and we're going to hold them all together. And we tend to do that and pull everything in on a breath out because it seems easier. As soon as we tend to breathe in, the diaphragm pushes down, everything falls out. And that's okay. If it does, it does. All you do is that when you breathe out, you pull it back in again. Okay? So, here we go. We're going to start number 1 at the back, number 2 at the front, number 3, we're pulling that stomach in, breathing out. Now hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you can let everything relax. So that's number 1. We're going to do 4 more of these. So we're doing at the back, at the front, at the belly, and hold. 1, 2, make sure you're breathing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. So 3 more. Now if you want, you can start to tighten up the muscles in your bum, the muscles in your thighs, the muscles in your calves. Don't grip with your legs, don't grip with your teeth, don't pull your shoulders in, but try and tighten up all these muscles without putting too much stress on the rest of the body. Okay, so here we go. At the back, at the front, at the stomach, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. 2 more. Remember, everything pulled in, but don't let yourself tense up in the upper body, in the jaw. Just working that lower muscles. Here we go. At the back, at the front, at the belly, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Our last one. Here we go. At the back, at the front, at the belly, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Sorry, I got stuck there. But the longer you hold this, the more you do it, the better it is. And it's working all them internal muscles. Now, everybody wants that nice six-pack, and they think, oh, I'm going to need a six-pack. Six-packs do nothing. They look pretty, but it's the internal, it's them muscles that do everything for us. They will keep us balanced. They will keep us from falling over as we're getting older. So always do them. Now, we're going to bring it into a bit of our leg stretches now. We're going to come forward, firstly, on our chair, so that we're sitting on the edge of the chair. We're moving away from the chair. But we're not going to tip the chair. We want to keep it flat on the floor, keeping our feet flat. From here, I had a blank then. From here, we're going to turn the foot out to the side. So you're going to place the outside edge on the floor. And you're just letting the knee drop. I'm going to take it up after this. So this is our easy version, and we're just going to get the knee, the hip, everything ready and think, oh, okay. So this might be a bit easy, and like I said, I'm going by the people that come to my class. I know some of them, I give you a chair, and if you've got a chair, then you can use the chair, but if you haven't, then you stick with this. So if you're watching Maureen and you can't get your foot up, because I can't see from here, I can't even see myself properly, the sun's on it. Yeah, so change legs. So if you feel that you can't do the next version of this, you stick with this version, okay? If you've got a chair, another chair, you can put it in. I should have brought another chair. I'll get something else, a puff or something. So, now, I've got like a puff, or you can have a chair and then you put it in front and you put your foot up higher and you put it down. So it's like to lift the foot up. You can put it on a chair in front here as well. Or what I'm going to see if you can do is to get it onto your knee. So like I said, I'm not there with you, so please listen to your hip. If it says no, listen to it. It knows you better than I do. So flexing your foot, you're going to bring it up and see if you can place it just on there. And you're just seeing if the knee will move. Now it may not move. It may just stay there and think, I can't believe I've got it there. And I don't want it not moving now. Then you don't. You leave it where it is. But if it can, you see if you can move it. Now, if you can, like I was saying earlier, the same thing with our fingers, if you can't reach, you're breathing out and you're leaning forward. The minute you do that, you'll feel it into the hip. So if it's on the floor, you may be able to still get down to your toes. The same thing, you're reaching forward. So you're breathing out and reaching forward, you're seeing if you can grab hold of your toe. With your toe, you're giving your toe a pull. The same way you let your finger drop, but because you're not letting your foot drop, you're giving your toe a pull and you're giving it a little shake. Again, we're pinching, we're bringing blood towards the toes. We're going to take it down to the next toe, pinch it, give it a little pull, give it a little wiggle. So again, we're just opening them toes. If they're stuck in shoes, they tend to kind of all bend up. So we're taking it down, moving it down, pinching, little pull. Don't yank it off. Just a little pull to straighten it. And then we're moving down. And we're moving to our little toe. All the time we're doing this, we're stretching that muscle through the back. We're stretching the outside muscle, we're working this knee. And this is, again, if you've got sciatica, this is a nice position to be in. Any of them, any version. So we're taking it back down. We're going to try the other side. So again, stay here, put it on a block. I'll put it on the block actually and do that. Do it from there so you can see sort of how to get to it. So from there, breathing out, reaching down, pulling the toe, give it a little pull, a little wiggle. So pulling and a little wiggle. Oh, I forgot to bounce the knee. You can bounce the knee. Down, little wiggle. Next toe, pull it, little wiggle. And our little toe, little wiggle. So again, we're using acupressure to get the blood to come towards our feet if we suffer with, oh, my brain's gone to jelly today. Bad circulation, that's the word. So, we're right down here. We're going to work the outsides of the thighs. So with this, we're going to take our feet slightly wide. And again, we're on the edge of our chair. We're turning ourselves around so that we're pointing towards our left knee. Placing our hands on our leg, we're going to breathe out and we're trying to get our chin to come past our knee. Now it may not, and you might be sitting there going, oh, I don't think so. That's okay. You're pulling your belly in and you're holding on and you're going as far, but you're pulling your chin out. You're not tucking your chin in. You don't want to be looking at your knee. You want to be looking just over past the toe. Now don't let that knee on the other side drop in. Keep pushing it back so that you're working in here. And again, you'll feel this stretch through the back. So we're coming back up. And we're going to bring ourselves back to our centre and we're going to take it round to the other side. We're pulling the shoulders back. We're lifting up. We're pulling that belly in as we're breathing out. And we're trying to get our chin past our knee, but keeping that leg pushing out. Now this is the same sort of movement we do when we're on the floor. It's called chin past the knee. And then breathing in to bring it back up. Let's do it one more time. So turning round towards our left knee, shoulders back, pull the belly in, breathe out. Keep pushing that leg out. If it starts to fall in, you can always put your hand against it to keep pushing it back. And then we're going to come back up. So our last time, we're turning round, shoulders back, breathe in, tuck the chin in, breathe out, pull the belly in, lean forward. And bringing it back up. Bring it back to centre. Bring it in. So, let's work these legs, these fronts of these thighs while we're sitting here. Again, I haven't gone right to the back of the chair. Oh, I'll turn my chair around so that makes it easier. So I'm still on the edge of my chair here. We're going to, again, lifting these feet up. So pull that stomach in, don't let yourself drop down. Keep yourself nice and straight. Flex your feet, lifting your foot off the floor. So you're squeezing in, you'll feel it pulling in towards your stomach. Pull it in, pull it in. So we're going to take it out. Now, you're going to try and lift your leg clear and push it straight out and bring it in and bring it down. What tends to happen is as you do that, you'll tend to go like that. Or the leg will drop. So if you need to, you can hold the leg, shoulders back, push the leg out, pull it in, bring it down. Lift it, shoulders back, stretch it out, bring it in, bring it down. So lifting, stretching, in and down. Think about pulling in your pelvic floor. So we're doing 5 on each leg. in case I forget to count. So these are working them hips and thighs. Keeping the back nice and straight. I forgot to count, but I think these are my 4th ones. And I'm going to say this is the 5th. And bring it down. So I'm turning my chair around again. We're going to do that foot squash or ankle squash. So that will work in the outside. Bring the feet over. Now push the top one down and the bottom one up. It doesn't matter which is left or right. It doesn't really matter. Oh, look at the turn. And then we're changing sides. So squeezing together. And let's change sides. So squeezing one up, squeezing one down, you'll feel it right through the outsides of the thighs. And our last one. And bring it down. Oh, I'll do the alphabet, but I'll do that next week. I'll do the alphabet next week with the feet. So, we're going to stretch our feet. So again, we're coming to the edge of our mat. We're bringing our toes up onto our tiptoes and we're pushing our heels forward. So we're starting to work these calves, but we're also stretching the backs of here, backs of our feet. And then bring it down. So we're going to do our standing, and then from there I'll work on your arm. In fact, I'll work on your arms first before I get you up. I'm going to turn my chair round so you can see what I'm doing. Now this we haven't done before, my class. We haven't done this before. So see how you feel with it before. So watch first before you have a go. You're bringing your bum to the end of your chair and you're bringing your hands onto the chair and you're grabbing hold. Shoulders are coming back. Your feet are in line with your hips. From here, you're taking your feet quite wide. You're going to slide your bum off and you're bringing your bum down the side and then you're sliding your bum back on again. Okay? I'll do it from this way so you can see what's happening with my feet and my knees. You're taking them slightly further away. You're bringing it down. You're not letting your knees come out. You're not letting your knees come in. You're keeping them in the same position and you're pushing your bum back up. But your knees, your feet are slightly from there so that when you come down, they don't overshoot. So you don't go over and lift the heels up. Okay, so your feet have got to be flat the whole time. Now, we're going to, I'll go sideways. We're going to do 5 of these, have a rest, do 5 again. See how you feel. Also, sorry, I should do it this way as well. Just so I can't change my chair around. When you come up, your elbows don't go out to the side. They stay backwards. So they stay back here. They don't come out to the side. Okay? So we're ready? We're going to do 5. Take your feet out. Make sure they're flat on the floor. Move your bum to the edge of your chair. Hold onto your chair. Shoulders back. Look forward. Breathe out. As you go down, breathe in. As you come back up. 2. And you're only going as far as you want. So you might find you just get your bum off and then you put it back on. 3. 4. And 1 more. 5. Have a rest. Give your hands a little shake. Give them a rub if they need to. Are we ready to go again? Hands to the back, shoulders back. Look forward. Pull your stomach muscles in. Pull your pelvic floor. Breathe out. Breathe in. 3. 4. And last one. 5. Good. Give yourself a little shake. Give yourself a clap if you want. So you'll feel that's working on the shoulders and the arms, back to the arms. So we're going to stand up. We're going to do our 4 up and 4 down. Again, come to the... let me move my chair around. Come to the end of your chair. Reach your hands out. Feet again should be in line with the hips. They shouldn't be too far out or too far in. We're leaning forward. We're breathing in and we're lifting up. We're breathing out, tilting our pelvis back, tucking our chin in, sitting back down. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do 2 more. And relax. This time we're going to do it, but when we come down, we're going to try and hold it. So I'll show you first. You're coming up, but then when you go down, you're going to hold it. Just for a few seconds, into chair position. And then you can always sit down if you need to. Okay? So we'll do 1 more. We're going to see if we can hold it for about 4 breaths. If you can't, you sit back down. Here we go. Lift up. We're going to sit down. Now we're going to breathe. 1 breath. 2 breaths. 3 breaths. 4 breaths. Sit down. Lovely. So that is chair. Chair works your thighs, works your bum, works your back, works your arms, works your shoulders. Great exercise to do. But always have that chair, so if you think, oh, that's it, I can't do it anymore, you can always stick your bum back down. So we're going to stand up. So we're going to bring ourselves up to standing. Now you can always have the chair in front of you or to the side of you. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have it to the side so that you can see what I'm doing. We're going to do our mountain pose because it's always the best one. The time is running away with me today. Got to stretch your back. I'll do that at the end. So let's start in mountain. Mountain I always think is a great position. So making sure again the feet are in line with the hips, that you're stretching your toes out, pushing the knuckles of the toes down to the floor. That you feel the big knuckle of the big toe, the knuckle of the little toe pushing down. That you also feel that you're stepping into the back of your heel. You're not leaning forwards or backwards. That everything is pushed down. Lift the toes, think about the knees, and as you're lifting the toes, squeeze this muscle so that you can feel the kneecap lifting upwards. When you feel it's lifting, keep it there, keep that muscle tight, put the toes down. Think of the inside muscles. Imagine squeezing the legs together, but they're not going to go anywhere. Squeeze them. Now squeeze your bum, squeeze your back muscle, and then you'll find that the side muscles come in. But you should still be able to bend your knees. They should go in the same direction as your toes. Bring in your pelvic floor, so at the back and at the front, and then pulling that abdominal lock as you breathe out, pulling it in. Roll the shoulders back and bring the chin in. Not down, not up, but back. So that the neck is nice and straight, nice long straight neck. Turn the arms back, thumbs out to the side. So the front of your hands are facing the front, the back of your hands are facing to the back. Tuck the chin in. If you can, close your eyes. If you feel a bit wobbly, you can always hold onto your chair and then tighten up all the muscle starts at the bottom, pull everything in, and then see if you can let go, even if you just hold it with your thumb. You can always lift the thumb off, lift the thumb back on. And then relax. So we're going to turn our chair around to face us, and we're going to do a bit of a press up. I'm going to turn towards you slightly. You're going to do the chair with the seat at the back, but so that you can see what's happening with my arms, I'm going to do it this way for now. Now, when the hands are on the chair in this direction, You're going to make sure, or try and make sure, that the front of the elbows is facing to the front. A lot of the time they face in towards each other. And so when you bend the elbows, they go out to the side. But we don't want them to go out to the side, we want them to go back. So we need to pull from the shoulders, pull the shoulders back. And then the front of the elbows will come to the front of the arms. And then when you bend them, they go backwards. So that's the direction that I want them to go. Okay? So we're standing at the side of the chair, with the back of the chair there, holding onto the chair. Stand a little bit away so that the back is nice and straight. Pull the shoulders, turn them elbows to the front, tuck the chin in. From there, you're just bending the elbow and bringing the chin towards the floor, and then you're breathing in to push back up. So this is a press up. And we've got our legs in this position so that so they're underneath our hips. The further you take them away, the harder this becomes. So we're stopping with our legs underneath our hips to start off. Nice straight back. Pull your pelvic floor in, pull your abdominals in. Tuck the chin in, elbows facing forward. We're doing 5. Breathe out, bend the elbows. Breathe in, push back up. And our last one. And come back up. Bend the knees, lift up. So let's do one more set of these. So bending our knees, bringing ourselves down, place your hands on there. Straighten your legs if you can. If you can't, you can keep them bent. Pull the shoulders back, turn the arms round to the front. Tuck the chin in. Breathe out, bend the elbows. Breathe in, lift up. And this is a kind of a plank. We've got one more. And then bend the knees, lift up. Lovely. So we're going to spin our chair and we're going to do our down dog. Now remember, if you need to, you can have your elbows down if you find that it's too much to take your arms back. I'm going to move the chair out a little so that you can see me rather than the chair. So if you can, you're having your hand on the chair, you're reaching back, feet underneath your hips to start. If you find that you can't get that back down, that you're bending, then bend the knees, push the chest down. Have that head in between so the ears are by the arms. Stretch in the back, tuck the chin in. And then we're coming back up. And bend, lift up. So we're taking it down one more time. Take the hands down. Remember, if you need to, it can be here. I'll do it from here for these ones. Legs underneath the hips. Bend the knees, push the chest to the floor. Keep the chin tucked in line with the shoulders. Lovely stretch through the back of the legs, back of the shoulders. And then lift. Bring yourself back up. So we're going to stretch them hamstrings. Hands onto the back of the chair. Step your left foot in. See if you can take that right foot back a little bit more, making sure the feet, the toes are facing forward, the heels pushing down. Shoulders back. From here, bend that front knee. Feel that stretch. It's a lovely stretch into the calf. bring it back, bring that leg back. Let's take the right leg forward. Keeping the left foot on the floor, heel down, foot facing forward. Bend that front knee, shoulders back, look forward. So not looking down, look forward, shoulders back. And we're taking it back. We're going to change sides. So we're bringing the foot forward, keeping the heel down, bending that front knee, shoulders back, looking forward. Now we're seeing if we can bend that knee. It might not go, but even the thought of trying to bend it will move it from the calf right down into the Achilles. And then we're straightening, bringing that foot back. Let's change sides. So the right foot comes in, the left heel is flat down, feet facing forward. We're trying to bend the knee, we're staying upright with the body. We're just holding it here. We're going to do this again. I'm going to get you to just move the foot slightly. So, from there you're going to step this foot in. We're just going to do a bit of a stretch for the front of the body as we need to. So, we'll do our chair aerobics. Standing in front of the chair, you're going to take the foot out to the side, keeping the toes pointing in. Don't let them turn out. Bring it back and kick it backwards so that you'll tighten up all that front bum muscle. You'll feel a little stretch through the front. Bring it in. Now we're pushing the hips in. We're bringing the shoulders back. We're keeping that chin tucked in. We're leaning back. We're not letting the head drop. Keep the chin tucked in. Shoulders pulling back. Lift it back up. So we're taking the other side out. Do it backwards. Take it out to the side. Bring it in. Take it back. Bring it in. Hips go in, shoulders come back, chin tucks in. We're leaning back. And bringing it up. One last time each side. So out to the sides. Bring it in. Take it back. Bring it in. Push back. And our last one. Bring it up. Lovely. Let's bring ourselves back down onto our chair. And we're going to go into a seated child. So again, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to stay back. From here, you're keeping your hands under your leg and you're curling yourself down, letting yourself pull in as much as you can. When you're coming out, keep the chin in, roll up and roll out. Okay? It's a lot easier when you haven't got a back behind you. So we're sitting to the edge, we're not sitting right to the back so that we can get our hands underneath. So from here, bringing your legs under, tuck your chin in, breathe out, pull your belly in, let yourself roll down. Give yourself a hug. Stay here for 3 breaths. Now we're going to keep our chin tucked in and we're going to roll all the way back up. Let's try one more. So curling, breathe out, bring your hands underneath. Give yourself a hug. And again, bringing the hands out, curl up. Let's just do a little twist. So bringing the right hand down to the left knee. Push the left knee out, pull with the right hand. Look over the back. And then bringing it round. Let's go to the other side. So hand on the knee, hand down by the chair. Breathe out, push in the opposite direction. Bring it back. Let's breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out, bring them down. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in. And our last one. Bring the hands together. Breathe out, bring them down. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it today. I'm going to come down and say hello to everybody. Oh, so who have I got? Hiya, Grace. Oh, hiya, John. Hiya, Tanya. So some new people. Mitchie. Hiya, Auntie Sue. Oh, hiya, Nika. Hiya, Cathy. Hiya. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. If you, what was I going to say? Yeah. So tonight is fitness yoga. That is at, what time is that at tonight? I'm terrible. 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. A little bit faster than now. There is, let me give my shout outs to Debbie Knight at 11 o'clock. So she'll be jumping over now. If you want to go and see Debbie Knight, she'll be doing over 60. She does 10 minutes little things going on. Today it is Pilates. So it's really good for your stomach. Check that one out. There's also Fit for Life, which is with Lee Marie. And she did one at 9 o'clock this morning. And it was a sort of a chair aerobics, but she gets up and she does it also off the chair as well. So that's also a good one if you wanted to do that. What is thingy doing today? Oh, Boxercise has started already with Brutal Impact Team. That started at 10:30, but you might be able to catch her on thing. And then she does tomorrow 10:30 HIIT and 12:30 sit and stand mobility. So again, if you've got a bit of mobility problems, you might want to try that. It's 12:30. That's with Sakina, which is under Brutal Impact Team. And then Yoga with Jess. If you fancy going a little bit faster, a bit harder, you could try her. She's also a great girl as well. And she does Instagram and she does YouTube. So there you go. Oh, sorry. Debbie Knight is on Facebook, and she's also, and so is Fit for Life on Facebook. Sakina, Brutal Impact Team, is on both. And Jess is on Insta. So there's a few different people you can try. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm about to get kicked off. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.